What is up, guys? How are y'all doing, man?
What's up?
I know we've already had like our Happy New Year and all that stuff, but tonight we are kicking off the first episode of our 7th season of podcasts with the Outdoors Live crew. So you guys are looking old.
Yeah.
How are you doing, John? Happy
You're an
birthday,
old
brother.
man. Well, I just turned another year older on the 2nd of January, so I probably am looking old. Doing good. Been dealing with a lot of different stuff, but I'm doing good. Been busy. I'm doing a lot of boat work that I have to do now because of my boat screw up when we were down at the coast. But it's going to make good videos, and all my boat work videos do the best. People don't care when I'm fishing. They just like to see me work on boats and boat motors. So that's good. That's going to keep me busy for a little bit.
Right, yeah. Good to see you.
I got my
Yeah,
granddaughter running around, so if you hear noises or see me
I've
looking
got
away,
puppies running around here, so I got the same thing. Apologies in advance if puppies and granddaughters start yelling at each other over the thing. That's just all. That's where we're at right now. These
yes,
days.
it is.
Very nice.
Grant, what you been up to, man?
Yeah, man. Missed you, John. Yeah, it's Happy New Year. Happy birthday. Good to see you.
Thank you.
I've been busy. We got had a lot going on the past couple weeks. We got our house delivered. Just waiting for some
yeah.
blocks, and we got meeting the electricity guy on the 14th. What is that? Wednesday afternoon. And then, so we should have electric in the next 2 weeks or so. We got a metal building coming from Max Steel out of Tennessee on Thursday. Basically a 3-car garage, metal building. It's been a roller coaster for sure.
Dude, I bet we're in. You're pacing us right now, but we're moving a little bit faster on that project than I was actually. Even more. We're moving faster than I was even comfortable doing, but we're just doing it. Just make our apologies afterwards, and kind of hearing you going through that, it's kind of nice because it's a little bit reassuring hearing that we're kind of on the same path with a lot of things. Although my big hang up right now is I told them to rut the place out, and they said no, they don't want to hurt the land. They need a driveway. I don't have the money to build a driveway, so I said, rut the place out. And they were saying after I told them that, they're like, well, we're actually worried about getting our truck stuck, so you need to go ahead and give us a driveway. So now I got to figure out how to get a driveway built.
Yeah, and then you get to look forward to them rutting up your brand new driveway.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
That's what's happened to me. We got our driveway back in August, and I just got the pad for the metal building, the garage. I just got it done 2 weeks ago. So now, well, we're fortunate the well driller did show up, but when he came in, he took that concrete pad and he rutted my concrete pad up, or not concrete, I'm sorry, not
driveway.
Rock pad.
Yeah.
Not concrete, rock pad. He rutted it up a little bit, so. But it'll be all right. Ruts can be fixed for sure.
Yeah. That's how that's all part of the process, I think, of the whole thing. Real quick, I want to say hello. So I don't know if you caught this or not. On New Year's Day, I did a live stream. I was out at the beach. I love catching the first live stream of the first sunrise of the year, doing a live stream, doing some fishing. Normally, that is not the best day to be doing some fishing. Typically, I mean, it's not that it's a bad day, but we tend to have these cold fronts blowing through, and it's just like a coin flip as to whether or not that's going to be a good day to be out. What didn't actually end up being a terrible day, but that morning I was not on my game. As I'm out there doing this, so I've got the chat going, we've got the fishing going, it's cold, I'm warming up, we're doing all of our fishing. And then one of the members of the chat is this gentleman by the name of Asher's Fishing Adventures. He's talking about doing a YouTube channel. And I'm like, yes, absolutely, you need to be doing a YouTube channel. I fully support this.
Yep.
And he's like, well, I got a camera, I'm coming out. And he rolls out onto the beach. He lives on the island. He hops on his bicycle and rides down there to Bob Hall Pier and ends up hanging out, and he's fishing while I'm sitting there doing a live stream, all this stuff. So Asher's been like the most awesome like YouTube personality. Like one of these days when I grow up, I hope to have a YouTube channel like Asher does. He's in the chat here. And Asher, man, I just wanted to say hi personally on there to you. man, I want to tell you, dude, you need to keep doing everything you're doing because you are doing it better than any of us are. So keep it up and don't fall by the wayside. I want to keep you around here because I personally want to ride your coattails because you got something special with what you're doing.
Very cool. Congratulations, young
I'm
man.
gonna have to check him out.
Also, Dennis, good to see you, sir. Old buddy of mine. So, kicking things off, John, you have a read for us, man. What have you got?
Yeah, so last month I had a company reach out to me, and they were kind of, hey, we got a product, and based on your YouTube channel, the zone you're in, right, the outdoors, the fishing, the hunting, and whatnot, we think our product will do good with your customers, with your viewers. And I was like, okay, we can do that. And I said, so what you got? So the name of the company is, if you can read that, Epic Water Filters, right?
Oh, yeah, I've heard of these guys. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
they started out, two different people with the same kind of goal, got together. They're in Denver, American made, right? And it's basically water filters, but not just water filters. I just showed you my drink bottle, right? So this is one of the bottles they have, and what's inside it is, you open it up, and I'm not going to pull it out because it's all wet, but, well, you can see it. So there's a filter in it, right? And so now I just drink whatever water, and it's filtered, and they've got two different types of filters come with this when you get it. One is the one I have in there, which is for metropolitan areas where you have normal tap water, but it still removes 70 different things from your water. The fluoride, the chlorine, all that stuff that's added, and any small microplastics and stuff like that that's in your tap water. So that's one filter. The other filter is if you're out there somewhere and have a stream or a lake, and you have no idea how safe that water is. It removes over 200 contaminants, the bio stuff, the different chemicals, so all kinds of stuff. So it just gives you safe drinking water, right? And their goal with this was to replace the bottles, water bottles. And I'm guilty as anybody. I drink water all day, every day. I don't drink soda. I drink coffee in the morning, water all day. And I'll admit, I don't like drinking my tap water. And it's not that it tastes terrible, but if it sits in a glass for a little while, I'll look at it and there'll be stuff in it.
Yeah.
It's probably because we have really hard water here. But I don't want to drink that. So I drink bottled water all day, every day. So this thing has stopped me from drinking a lot of bottled water. She wants to in on the show here. This is my
Hey,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
so take me
But-
fishing, Papa.
Yep.
Take me
One
fishing.
one filter they say will save about 550 water bottles. Right? So
Wow.
that's how much water. So a filter will last 3 to 4 months. So, and then it's not just the water bottle. So I got this cool water bottle. It's theirs. I got it, right?
What's the name of the company one more time?
It's Epic Water Filters. I did on the Outdoors Live Crew channel. I did put a link down below, also with a 15% discount code. But you can get better discounts right now if you just go to their website and look around. If not, use the 15%. But not only is it their bottles, but they make a system where if you've got a certain Yeti bottle you use, there's Nigel, there's all these different brands. There you go. There's 25% off right there. Okay, but there's all these different brands of bottles that people use. If you have one that you really like, you can buy this kit from them that gives you their cap, the tube and the filter, and use it in your drink bottle. So now you're not getting a whole new drink bottle. You just keep using the drink bottle you got, and it's just altered so that it uses the filters. And then, as you can see, what Stanley's showing us, they also have pitchers, and it's all filtered. It goes in the refrigerator. You got a pitcher of water. They've got bigger containers that go on stands. And then they've got an under-counter one, which in other words mounts in your kitchen, under your kitchen sink. It hooks to the water system. It goes through its filter, so you don't have to have a whole home filter system, per se. It just filters that water. It comes out. You have a little nozzle at the top, right, by your regular sink. And you just fill your water, drinking water from that. So me and Audrey, some of you know, we're going to be doing a fifth wheel here in a couple of years. We're going to sell this house and be traveling more. And I'm definitely going to install that in the fifth wheel, because when you're moving around a fifth wheel, you're hooking up to water at all these different places. You don't know you know, what you're dealing with water-wise. So it'd be nice to have that for any water we're going to drink. So I like them a lot, and I like them enough that they sent me this one, and then I bought Audrey one, so she has a drink bottle too. So again, filter lasts about 3 to 4 months. You can join a subscription system with them if you really like it, and maybe you got the pitcher too or whatever, and you want to get filters on the regular. They'll send them to you, and if you do that, you can also send them back your old filters, and they'll recycle those for you. So pretty cool system. There's one of the pictures there. So Epic Water Filters, links in the description below. Or did somebody put it up here already? No, not yet. But links in the description down below, and check them out. I like their goal. Like I said, we were in a whole thing a few years ago with Mr. Beast, right? About getting the trash out of the water. Remember that? 1,000 pounds or 1 million pounds or whatever it was.
Yep.
These people are the same mindset. They want to reduce the contaminants in our water, make it safer for us, and they want to reduce the single-use plastics, which is the water bottles. And I would go through a case of water a week at least. And I haven't bought another case of water since I started using this cup, so I know it's working for me.
I tell you what, I'm sold on this, and it's not just like, for one, I put a lot of trust and value in your opinion on these things. Like, you tend to handle yourself very well with the people that you align with. But for two, so we really tried to do that. Like, I'm really into the idea. I'm passionate about the idea of reducing plastic. I don't use plastic bags. I've got this ridiculous collection of reusable bags that I take to HEB every time I'm up there. And probably the biggest issue that we have right now with plastics is the water, because the water down here is just not good. And we probably go through 3 or 4 water boils every year where I'm at.
Yeah.
And so, you know, the girls are all about those goofy Stanley cups, and which the Stanley cups are awesome, but now Amu or whatever is the new brand, and I don't agree with that at all. But this is such an easy thing to fall in line with what they are already doing.
Yeah.
You know, they're still using the plastic water bottles to fill these things. Why not use our water? Just take a simple filter to make it where it's okay to drink.
Yeah. And when I first got it, I mean, like I said, I've been using it for about a month now. You know, I'm like, is it going to make the water taste funny or nothing like that? No weird taste, nothing, just water, just pure water.
Yeah, I love that. Also, you know, for what you're talking about with the fifth wheel, I would like to have, I mean, like if I had like a big tank of water or something on the truck, if I'm going for a long haul fishing trip, this is exactly what I would want.
Yeah, definitely.
What's up, Ben? Good to see you, sir.
What's up, Ben?
So, like I said, links in the description. There is a discount code I have, but if you look on the website, I mean, there's some things that are 40% off, so my discount code won't even match that. So just check them out if you're interested. That's a good drop down. That's the Undersink one. There's all the bottles they have, and then the Answer, the second one from the right, that is the one where you can get the stuff to add for your own bottle, right? So if you got a drink bottle you already love, Yeti, Nigel, all these different kinds.
Stanley,
right?
It's the Stanley.
Okay, Stanley too. So you can buy a kit where it'll make yours a filtered water bottle. So you don't have to buy a new bottle or a different bottle if you like your bottle.
Very nice.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, that was the first thing that struck out to me. I didn't know they did that. I know that, you know, you had talked about these guys, and I think Ben from We Go Fishing, if I'm not mistaken, I think he had also done some stuff with these guys. I hope I got that right. I don't mean to get that wrong if that's the case, but so, I mean, to me, it was bottles. It was, you know, they had some filters, and that's cool, and I'm cool about that. But then when you pulled that out and you've got that thing that's a filter you can put on the end of the straw for your Stanley cup, I mean, obviously you need to get yourself like 7 Stanley cups, but then the filters that just go on your cups already, that's cool.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so I'll be drinking. Go ahead.
I wonder if you put it in coffee, if it's just straight water when you suck it out.
No, you need the coffee. I wouldn't drink coffee if I couldn't get the coffee.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that would be
water to make your
that
coffee.
would be fair.
Right? You're using the pitchered water to make your coffee, so you know you got safer water for your coffee that you made. But yeah, when I'm drinking coffee, I gotta have the coffee. So
Yeah,
that's my
I'm the
deal.
same way on that. Like, and you were talking earlier about I'll admit a little bit of jealousy, but you were talking about how you're like, I drink water. I drink coffee in the mornings, and then I drink water all day long. And I was sitting there thinking, like, for one, the first thought in my head was like, well, that's but then I was drinking coffee until like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So I went from drinking coffee to rum. Not the healthiest lifestyle.
I will have adult beverage in the evening once in a while, like when we do the show typically. But yeah, all day, every day, I'm just drinking water. So
Yeah, I need to
this
do that.
thing-
I need to do more of that.
it's saving me
How
money
many
just not
times-
buying all the bottled water, and then all those bottles ain't going out there in the landfills and getting mixed up in the environment with us.
Yeah, exactly right. The water
These
bottles,
drinks
that's
need
one of
to-
those that just drives me up a wall. All the plastic, seeing all the plastic bags and the water bottles lined up on the side of the road.
Well, I was drinking the vitamin water or Prime or any of those flavored type waters,
Right.
and for some reason now they all have that cyanide in them, cyanacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacylacyl
That's not good. That's not
So I
good.
just quit drinking them all.
I like my plain old water.
All right, I got another topic we're going to bring up, but I
Let's
was
do it.
waiting for this message by Mike to come up first.
Yeah, there's a saying.
There you go.
He's being polite. We used to say, "Fish F in it." You know what I mean? That's why that's when we were, wanting to drink beer all the time instead of water. But that's my younger days when I was a young soldier and didn't know no better.
Yeah. Okay. I was going to say something. I'm not going to do it. We're not going to go down that path. I got my own things I can say about that. The next thing we got, because we got a couple of topics here. Moving on. Next topic of conversation. Okay, we're going to start off with this one right here. So China, and I don't mean to we've been bashing China now for 2 weeks in a row, and I don't mean to be doing that.
They're very bad.
But China, in typical Chinese, typical China fashion for the government here, I'm talking about the government, not the culture, but in typical Chinese government fashion, China is overfishing, not abnormal there, but now they're overfishing Argentinian waters. They are hanging out at the 201-mile mark outside of Argentina. That's where international waters begins. And they are sending fleets of vehicles, fleets of fishing, these boats right here, they're sending to Argentina, halfway across the world, to fish for squid, and they are fishing them out.
Yeah.
If you look here, so we'll get into the story in just a moment here, but this is South America. And I don't know what city that is, but these are the big cities on the eastern seaboard of South America. This right here is the Chinese fishing vessels.
They lit up.
Going after all of their squid.
Yeah.
So,
go ahead.
I don't even know where to begin with this. I mean, this is a story. This is something that it's upsetting, but it is international water. It's legal. But to me, it's one of those where there's two sides of this conversation. What do you do about this? Do you care?
It bugs me. I know I watched a wildlife special on Argentina last year, and it talked about the land mass and animals, and it talked about the ocean. And one of the biggest things was people from other countries overfishing the waters around Argentina. So I don't know. I think we're kind of buddies now with Argentina, if I'm not mistaken. I know we are friends with Venezuela again now. But anyways, not to get political, if they're our buddy and they need help, maybe, send a destroyer or two down there. Chase away the fish. No, I don't know what the answer is, but, they're known for doing that in other places in the world too. And yeah, if it's international waters and there's no international, I don't know, UN or whoever has any kind of rules about it. I don't know.
You know what? I think that's what it comes down to. Also, that's I guess another portion of the conversation is that it would be the UN, I guess, is the one who has to do something about it. And according to the, the rules, it's legal. Like, they can do this. So I don't know. Just because something's legal doesn't mean it doesn't piss me off sometimes. We talk about the snapper fishing here in the United States, and I know the rules are goofy, but we follow them. We do the, we follow the rules that are given. But we also talk about how the rules are circumvented very easily with something like snapper fishing. Yeah. And I don't know. This is just one of those things that kind of gets under my skin. Like, squid. So we don't fish for squid. None of us have ever fished for squid. I'm speaking for the both of you, but I assume we're on the same boat with that.
I love calamari.
I love calamari, and we've caught fish that have squid bites in them. Obviously, we use a lot of squid for bait, and I love calamari, but I feel like this is one of those things where it's left unchecked. This is exactly the sort of thing that causes regulations that end up trickling down to the wreck guys. Yeah. Like, it always seems to be like that. Somebody screws up, and they, you get a vessel coming across the Atlantic that's fishing for snapper at the 200-mile mark, and then all of a sudden now the wreck guys out of Texas aren't allowed to catch snapper. And this just feels like the sort of thing that's like, I just see this being, like, what if they, I don't know. I don't even know what they could do, but I just see this as being a thing where something happens and now all of a sudden I see this in the Gulf of Mexico. Yeah. And this is like the inciting event for that just gets under my skin.
The trouble of it is, too, you see this in other realms dealing with international, but even if an international body makes laws forbidding something, there has to be an enforcement capability and a desire to enforce. Or they'll just keep thumbing their nose, even if you make a law. They're like, well, who's going to come down and do anything about it? You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. It's just like anything else. If they're depleting it, then that's very bad. If they're
depleting it, that's one of the issues. And I don't have, they got the numbers in this article here. I'll link it in the description down below. But 3/4 of the fishing vessels in Argentinian waters are from China.
Right. And then, I guess they're eating it, as long as it's not going to waste, they're doing something with it. That's something I think here in the States with poachers and of anything really, deer, waterfowl, whatever it is. I think the people that get obsessed with overkilling, I think they're just wasting the meat. It's one thing if you're going and you're catching these squid and you're feeding people or making some money off of it, I guess, but those people that deplete the system or deplete the animals or whatever, fish or whatever it is, and just waste it, man, that's what gets me more than anything. These people get caught killing 3 or 4 times over their limit with ducks, and then their plans were just to dump them in the ditch or
kill something for horns and then waste the body.
Right, just cut the antlers off and leave the meat,
Rhinos, cutting the horn off and leaving the whole damn rhino out there.
Yeah, it's just crazy.
But they are saying, I'm assuming, especially considering the value, they're spending so much money and effort getting over there to get the squid. I assume that they're not wasting a whole lot of that, but there are testimonials here they're talking about of them. Oh, what is it? They're taking seals and stuff, and obviously they're not under the same kind of regulation as the guys who are coming out of Argentina. So they're taking seals when they're not supposed to. Penguins,
the bycatch, just like when we were talking to another subject when we were talking about, and they were tuna or something. It was the bycatch.
Oh yeah,
it was still killing a lot of fish.
And one of the things, I guess we got to be careful of the articles on that one. There specifically talks about interviews conducted by ELF. ELF is the Earth Liberation Front. They're actually designated terrorist organization to the United States. They're the ones that were like burning down car dealerships back in the 90s because they didn't think fossil fuels should be used, and they were burning down ski lodges because they didn't belong in the mountains. So yeah, ELF and ALF are a couple wacko groups, but
That's a good call out. That's a totally fair call out on that.
Right. Yeah. That's a whole nother conversation, ain't it?
Yeah.
Look at that vessel, though. You know they spent a few dollars on that thing.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
They probably. I would like to see a video of it in operation and just them just pulling them in, because you know, got to be a ton of them.
Oh man. I mean,
In Argentina.
it makes me curious about going out and getting them. If they are able to haul in that much squid on these, and I'm guessing, or I guess that's all them dumping
Yeah.
bycatch over there, but if they're catching that many, it makes me want to go out there with just a rod and reel overnight and get some.
Yeah, exactly. I watch folks down in Australia, and they'll be out there just slinging those little weird pokey lures and catching squid and cutting them up and cooking calamari, and I'm like, golly, why can't we have that?
We got a couple of guys in the server who, yeah, that's what they do, and man, it's fun to see it.
What's the farthest? How far would you have to go out in the Gulf to catch them?
We see them around the probably the 60 to 80 mile mark is where we get that. They're probably in closer. Like I've seen them as close as we've run into them at probably like I think it was the 10 or 12 mile rigs, but that was really rare. That's a shallow rig. Those rigs are probably 50 feet of water. But if you go 80 miles offshore, it becomes 15 to 2,000 feet deep, and that's where you see them. So 80 miles. Short answer.
Ouch. Not easy.
You'd have to catch a lot of them to pay for your gas.
Yeah.
Really?
So if nothing else, food for thought on this, because you know these sorts of things. You talk about regulations on some of these species, and you know you can almost always kind of dial that back to something like this that you saw back in the 80s that happened, and then all of a sudden we decided that we had to start making rules that you know that affected the wreck guys. So I bring this up. This is one of those things. It's something to be aware of. This source, you know, what happens around the world that can affect us, and this is one of those that I'm like, gosh,
Definitely.
I want to get into squid, and if I ever have problems doing it, it will be because of this, you know, or stuff like this.
Yeah.
What's up, Lonesome Dot Eye? Good to see you.
Yeah. What's up?
Evening.
What state are you in right tonight? Oh, he's on Stanley's channel. I see. I don't see him on Outdoors. There he
We got a
is.
good crew in the chat tonight, guys. Appreciate all y'all coming and hanging out with us. The other topic of conversation that I got for tonight, curious to know your thoughts on this. So, I'll bring it up here. In Maine, and this happened about a month ago, but in Maine, a group of lobstermen, sued because I don't know who they sued exactly. I think they sued the local government or something like that. But basically, they sued because they did not want marine, I forget what they're called, their VMCs or something, vessel. They didn't want trackers on their boats. So they are lobstering, and as a part of that, they have to have an electronic tracking device that shows where their boat is at all times. The shrimpers have the same thing down here, and we track them. I mean, we watch where they're going because we're going to go fish behind those shrimp boats, and also, you know, we trade them for shrimp when we're out there.
And it's going to be hard for them to fight that just because it's out there. Like my boat, I can look on my radar, and I get updates any vessels around me, and it's a safety thing. If you're out there and
It is a
at night
safety
or something, and there's big old tankers or something coming through, you want to see them. And it shows you their number, and it shows them your number, right? So you can hail them if you have to or whatever on the radio. So if they're using that system to track these guys, but why are they tracking them? What are they trying to find out from is there a certain area they're not supposed to be in or something like that?
Yeah, so basically what the synopsis of this, what I'm getting out of it is they're tracking them the exact same way they track every other commercial boat. Like if you're out there commercially fishing, you have to have, for whatever, I don't know where they draw the line on that, but you have to have like some kind of tracker. It is a safety thing. And they did lose this. So they sued, but they lost that. The judge dismissed it. They're all up in arms about it. They say it's a violation of privacy. And I'll be the first one to sit there and argue, you know, privacy. And yeah, I don't want a tracker on my boat and, you know, blah, blah, blah. But at the same time, I kind of align where it's a commercial boat. I don't care about your privacy.
If you're in public, you have no guarantee of privacy. Just like when somebody's on the sidewalk filming and somebody gets all mad and you can't film me, I'm not giving you permission. Don't need your permission. You're in public. There's no requirement. So if they're out in public,
right?
You know, don't film me in my own residence, right? Don't track me if I'm moving around my own house. But if I'm out in the ocean moving around, I don't give a crap if you track me. Heck,
if somebody wants to follow me around, if someone's going to follow us around, I'm totally cool with that. We've played the game. Like we've got my uncle has the expensive equipment, you know, so I understand. I'm not going to be unfair. I'll play devil's advocate or whatever, you know, it is. I'll be fair about it. When we're out there, we see somebody who's holed up at a spot that we didn't know existed. We've got the little thing where you can touch on the radar and tag him where he's at, and we can go back later. We don't even have to stop. We can do it at 50 miles an hour. Just ping, let's go back there, tag that spot. So I'm not against that. Like, that's part of the game. You know, if you don't want your spot to get found out, you're playing a game like that, then throw your outriggers out, make it look like you're trolling, and we'll never think anything of it. It's all part of the big stupid game, and the big stupid game is part of what makes it fun.
Yeah.
But now, I don't know. I mean, I don't want people tracking the boat. At the same time, there's the safety concerns. The last thing I ever in my life want to have to deal with is being broke down offshore with a power outage issue.
Yeah, definitely. That's the scariest thing. That is the scariest thing. So, Olson and I was talking about his uncle. He's been out on, when his uncle was, right there, was doing it, but he quit because he had to notify Florida every time he moved or game wardens every time he moved his boat. That doesn't make no sense. I know we got a lot of shrimpers here, and they go in and out, and they check them, but I don't think they have to tell them every time they move the boat somewhere. That's just crazy. I wouldn't like that part either.
Yeah.
Track me, you'll see I move my boat. I don't need to tell you.
Right?
True.
If it's such a big deal, just ask. I'll tell you.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I understand that there is some kind of value in I mean, one of the things that we're doing, this is probably more of a rec guy, because I know the commercial guys are salty as hell. But part of what we're doing is trying to get away from society and the things. And when we introduce things like the descending devices for snapper is one that, like, I'm sorry, like, I'm not trying to be that guy, but that's stupid. Those are dumb. And yes, we'll have them on the boat, and yes, we'll use them, and we're going to be legal and all of the stuff. They're still stupid. That's dumb. Trying to get away, like out and away from all of this stuff is part of the thing, and it's kind of, like, it's not that they're doing it to us, but it just does feel a little bit invasive. If it was something that made its way over to the rec guys,
Yeah.
but I don't know. But it is a safety thing, and also I don't have any concern for the commercial guys.
Yeah.
On that, in that regard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess as long as you're not breaking their rules, you're all right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You know, Mike kind of brings up a heck of a point there, because I tell you what, I know that there are drones out there tracking, like, not that they give a rat's ass about us, but I know that there are drones out there, satellites, that are keeping track of activity along the coast. They're watching, especially down here. We're down by Mexico, and they're watching for high-speed boats in weird hours close to the coast. Like, I know that one for a fact, and so I know that we're being seen whenever that happens.
You see a Panga with 4 motors on it.
Four cheap motors.
Yeah. My big old boat they give a shit about.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah, they're looking for pangas. They're looking for pangas hauling ass from Port Isabel.
Yeah, very nice.
So we are all on camera. I don't know, like you don't have to have a tractor on your boat. You're already watching. That's fine. That's fine. Watch away. You got the drones. You're not looking for me. I don't need a tracker on the boat. But just keep an eye out for me. If we die out on the water, I just want that drone to take a minute to come give us a hand is all.
Right. That would be crazy. Hey, we just happened to notice your boat sank and you guys are floating around, so we're going to come pick you up.
That would be nice. We've had a couple of, I don't remember the last time. It's been a minute, but we've talked about guys getting lost out at sea. It kind of feels like it happens more in the bay than in the Gulf, but it does happen. It'd be nice to hear about how those guys, they lost power, and then, but the military drone found them, knew exactly where they were, was able to respond in 45 minutes. This sounds way too Karenish for me. I'm American. You can't track me out of my house in public waters on the ocean.
I agree with him. It is kind of Karenish to whine about it.
Yeah, so you're absolutely right, Mike, and I sign off on that. I get it. I own a cell phone. I've got Wi-Fi in my house. Like, I've got all of the things that I'm personally against. They're absolutely tracking me. China has my data. Google has the rights to my face, and they can probably create a me if they ever desired to do so. But when I'm out at sea, that's not the case anymore. At least that's, historically, like my phone doesn't work. That's one of the things I love about being offshore. There's a sense of freedom. There's some adventure in the fact that I'm off doing something that's primal, something that, my forefathers used to do without, I know they didn't have the electronics and they didn't have like the Freeman and all that, but in 2025, it makes me feel like I'm at least a little bit closer to, being that man that my grandfather was. Yeah, last year, whatever. It's all going to be 2025 to me until, things start going my way.
I filled some paperwork today at the doctor's office. I'm about to write 2025. I had to line that shit out. First time I had to write it this year.
You're like scratching it off the page. Yeah. I agree with that. Screw 2025.
I'm going to give a quick shout out to Cito. They're good folks.
Yeah, they
Those
are.
of you that have been paying attention, I ran the Grady White ashore when we were down there, and called them on the radio. Supposed to call them on 16, which is what Coast Guard uses, and then they should come on and say, hey, move to such and. Well, they never replied, and then Coast Guard replied, and then Coast Guard actually phone called Cito, and dude came out and yanked us off the thing. It would have cost close to $800-900 to do what he did if I had to pay for it, but it's I think like $160 a year I pay, and cheap insurance for me.
Heck yeah.
We've experienced the Cito, and same thing. It's like, I know that can be probably a little bit of a pill to swallow on a monthly basis or annually, whatever you pay it. But when it happens, when it happened, I wasn't on this trip, but it was my dad who did it. He was just offshore, but he was probably, I want to say 10 miles down the beach. And so they called Cito, and Cito's like, yep, we're coming for you. And he just sat back and fished. Like, that was it. There was no more stress at that point.
Yeah.
He was good to go. He sat there and just enjoyed the rest of his day. And the thing is like, I have heard this story from so many people. You were talking about it. You had your thing you went through. My dad had his thing a couple of years ago now. Ben with We Go Fishing, he had his Cito moment. Like,
yeah.
I've had those days where we fired off the flare. Like, I tell you what, one of the worst feelings I ever had in my life, that we couldn't get the boat started. We were offshore, and we saw a boat coming, and we'd been out there. We were waiting dead in the water for like an hour, and we're fishing and we're doing what we can, just waiting. We were outside of Packery, so we were in a line of sight. People were going to be coming by, ending their day, so we were just kind of waiting for that traffic to start coming through. And we saw a boat coming, so we're like, oh, this is the time. Finally, okay, we got somebody coming. And I was like, hey, we should fire off a flare. I mean, it'll be kind of be fun, right? How often do you get to fire off a flare? And this is kind of what they're here for. And let's make the most of the opportunity. We've got a boat coming. Let's not leave it up to chance. And everybody's like, yeah, you know what? This is the time. We need to fire a flare. Worst feeling I ever had in my life, or one of the worst feelings I ever had in my life, was taking that flare gun and pointing that thing up and firing it and watching it go and not doing anything.
Were they expired?
They were expired. And like they still worked, but there was no way anybody was ever going to see that thing. Yeah. Yeah,
Hey,
it was pitiful.
I know you got a lot of pictures to show tonight.
Yeah, okay, all right. I'll stop talking. That's what John's saying.
So let's see some pictures, dadgummit.
I'm going to keep my sea tow up in Michigan because the Great Lakes, you might as well be on an ocean when you're on the Great Lakes. So,
Man, I guess that's. Have you seen some of the, like, what is it? The west side of the lakes are down low, and then the east side of the lakes are
high
like
winds.
3 foot.
I had something like that when I was there as a teenager. We could walk out a couple miles where before you'd been underwater, you know?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That's wild.
All right, these are our photographs of the week. These are brought to you by the Premier Fishing and Hunting Discord server. There is a link in the description down below, so if you're interested in coming and joining us and sharing your experiences with us, we would love to have you. And these are the experiences that everybody else has had this week while I was frozen up and holed up in the house because it was too cold and couldn't get outside. So thank you for sharing and let me enjoy and get in on some of this. Mm-hmm. The guys who got outdoors and just got themselves, I don't know about this, the frozen lake stuff, I don't know. Yeah, but those sunsets, it's something else.
But those, man, sunsets are beautiful. Beautiful.
Oh, Lonesome Not I, I'm not going to not bring that up. That's not a bad point. I don't know. I don't disagree, but man, I don't know, government.
It may help me get sea tow out there, I guess you could say. I just always picture them as more for the big catastrophic stuff. They're out there saving lives. Your boat breaks down, you're not in danger really, so sea tow can get your butt. But
I would be good if they gave a grant, like a federal grant to sea tow. I'd be good with that.
I like it.
Oh yeah, see, I didn't have a smoke flare. This was just there was smoke coming off of it, but it was just pitiful to watch.
Man, that looks like hard water in the background of those pictures.
Yeah. We talked about this last week. I didn't know you did bass in conditions like this.
Yeah, the ice. They're hungry, you know. If it's cold enough to have some ice, then yeah, they're down there. They're hungry.
You guys keep at it.
Yeah, and especially like Gunpoint out there day and night doing this, like kudos, man.
Dedicated.
Yeah. I envy, like I respect, like I would go fishing with you because I know that I wouldn't have to worry about you, wimping out because it's too cold or too windy. That says a lot to me.
Very nice.
There you go. Very nice.
Big hit. Don't have his own page. Dang.
Okay. So no, but he's going to be on the next 3 pages. So he's going to have the whole left side of the screen for the next couple of minutes here.
Those are some nice shots of those redfish. He's got the whole.
He knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
He knows the game. He wants photographer of the week. I'll tell you right now, he's gunning for it.
Yeah, that's what is that? A grinnell? A bowfin?
No,
I think so. Yeah.
Big hit.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Some nice pictures, guys.
Yeah. And Wild Japan. Hey, man. So he had a whole thing. I don't have all of the stuff that he's doing on this. Took his daughter out. She was having a ball, and he said she got. I guess that was the biggest of that type of carp that she had ever caught, and so they had to measure it. And after that, he said everything they caught had to go on the tape.
Heck yeah!
Now, did you catch the goldfish, or was the goldfish bait? That's what that looks like, the goldfish.
No, I think they caught it.
Caught it, yeah.
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 And as a side note, that's not a bad catch, Big Hit. Like you're probably not too fair that you're juxtapositioned with Wild Japan's daughter, but you get some kudos too for a good catch.
Is that a tilapia?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, a thick one.
Yeah, that's a good eater right there. Man, it's cool. Wild Japan, watching your daughter grow up, man.
Yeah.
Glad she's still wanting to catch some fish.
Keep her active in it.
Yep.
Yeah, you're doing it right. We need like us. The world needs more of this in the world.
Yep.
Cute. But there we go.
Oh man, salmon. Yeah.
EVR, he's one that he's just been turning it on the last couple of weeks. Every week now, I think 3 weeks in a row, he's been out there doing something like this.
And again, he's got the pictures down, Pat.
Yeah. Probably, like, I'm not gonna lie, he's probably got the photography down better than just about anybody else. He's getting some amazing catches. It's just little nuanced things I think that are stepping between him and having like an entire section of the Wall of Fame to himself.
Right. These camera phones make it look like you got a professional photographer.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Looking good.
Oh,
Cold water. I love this. That's just it. Just good meat, fresh, hanging out in the. And this is better than a Yeti.
Yeah, delicious. Them's good eating.
Yeah, they are. One of my favorite eating fish. And all my saltwater friends, they give me a hard time about that, but I own it.
Yeah. No, I agree.
I have to find out where the closest I've got to go catch some perch are.
Can't be that
Too
far.
north from you.
I have to find out.
When you come to Texas, anything you catch small will be called a perch.
I mean, yeah, you got plenty of perch here, right? You got some hardheads and a shark.
Oh, goodness. That's a nice crappie.
Yes, I love to catch me some crappie about that size.
Yep.
Or a little, maybe that size and a little smaller, because that one's getting big.
There's a too big tilapia for you? Or
Right.
crappie, sorry.
Crappie. Oh, yeah, them 2-pounders are tough, man. I don't want like fillet no 2-pounder. They go back in the water.
I'd agree with you, but I ain't never caught a 2-pounder, so I couldn't tell you.
I don't
I've
know the
never-
first thing about throwing fish
I've never
back,
thrown
period.
a legal crappie back. That's the one fish. If it's legal, I'm eating that son of a gun.
Yeah.
Okay.
What is that on the left? G Lama, is that a lizard or a snake? What is that?
Yeah, it's a skink. He's in Australia, so he's the one that's working out there. He's got the job where they have him hunt for their culling the things out there. I don't know what all it is that he targets, but just out there doing his thing, he came across a skink. That's like the second or third time, and I want to say it's like the blue tongue. Like they have a blue tongue.
Huh.
Some ducks, man.
Yep, some ducks.
And Pickle's doing his thing, of course.
Heck yeah. Glad you're getting after them, Pickles.
Yeah,
Like,
keep them coming, man.
yeah, it's terrible.
G Lama, you need to give yours a little bit more time to cook, but then he'll be ready.
Catching birds.
Holy smokes.
Yeah, exactly. So this is our first entry on the Wall of Fame for a server record, and right out of the gate, 38 inches, something like that.
Golly, that's a fish of a lifetime right there.
So I normally have my name in the running on pike, thanks to those Wisconsin trips that I do. I had the record in the server last year for about 9 months, and then somebody late in the fall, they were out ice fishing and smoked me. I say smoked me. They beat me by like 6 inches. I think it's pretty safe to say that we're probably not going to be getting another record pike beating this in 2026.
Golly, that is sick.
That thing is a monster.
And an excellent picture again. They're all getting it down
And
pat now.
Species Seeker knows what he's doing, and it's a wonderful YouTube channel to check out. The Species Seeker, he does really cool stuff where he goes out there. He's in the Mediterranean, but he's always someplace different. Like he'll go to Spain, he'll go to France, he'll go wherever, I don't know, all the places, Italy. He goes to all the places around there, and his whole spiel is, I'm going to catch a bunch of stuff that I never caught before. It's really neat and filmed very well.
Wow. That's crazy. Well, there's a nice mess. You got perch, pike, and crappie.
Mm-hmm.
Eating good.
Yep. Yeah, that's just that's a straight up my kind of haul.
Yeah.
You speak my language. I like that. I like the variety. I like the poundage.
Now, I'm still waiting for you and Grant to go up north in the wintertime and do some ice fishing with somebody. Notice I said you and Grant, not me.
Yeah, I've never been
work it out for
invited.
that.
That's all I'm saying. I've never been invited.
No way. There's nobody up north that's not invited you to go ice fishing, really.
Not like officially, hey, come, not with a cool shack or something, maybe.
Wait. It doesn't have to be a cool shack, just a shack at the most.
A shanty or whatever.
A
No,
shanty.
I don't think. Well, I'm sure Mike, if he's still in there, he roundabout way has invited us to come up. But
Yeah, probably.
North
How
Dakota,
far is Mike from you?
I want the video.
14 hours, I believe.
Wow. Okay. So I want to. I'm guessing he's probably about 20 hours from us.
I'm gonna guess more than that. Look it up real
Think?
quick. Just put Jamestown, North Dakota, from
All
where
right,
you're
all right.
at.
I'll do it. You guys keep doing the photos.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
North Dakota.
There we go. We got a couple does.
Red
Nice.
meat.
Garrett with the nice 9-pointer, maybe.
He didn't put a. Yeah, he didn't give me a
89.
measure on that, but that was
That's
his.
a nice deer. He's out to his ears. Yeah, the tip of his
Yeah.
ears. G Llama with the kangaroo.
Wallaby. He got himself
Wallaby.
a wallaby. That's what he's up there doing.
Sweet.
I say up there. He's down in. I want to say he's in Tasmania.
Mr. T with some meat for the freezer.
All right. Not as bad as we thought. From San Antonio, where I'm at, to Jamestown is 1,311 miles. Because it is straight north, where Grant, we got to go east to get over to Grant, and then back. Grant has to go kind of northwest to get to him. We just go straight north.
Is that I-35?
Part of the way. It's 20 hours and 11 minutes if you leave.
Oh, I nailed it. I was within 11 minutes.
You're close.
Yeah. It would be kind of. How fun would that be, though? Seriously, like if we just invaded Mike, just showed up.
Yeah, especially if he had like a little shanty. And him and that one guy was fishing on a sweet shanty last year. There we go. Bailey with some green heads, some nice looking mallard drakes.
Nice, very nice. Good picture.
Yeah, very nice.
And they were the ones earlier. They had that that sunset shot, so that was the hunt that they were on where they got these guys.
Ah, okay.
Sweet. Very nice.
Looking good out there, guys. And then we got Tato and Doe Darby. So this is fun. Tato down here in South Texas got himself a nilgai.
Oh,
Which-
wow.
That's rad.
Yes.
I'm
Jealous.
envious of that one.
Jealous.
And then so Doe Darby, I found this just hilarious. Let everybody in on the joke. Got a bobcat and a bob coon.
Yeah, bobbed coon,
Yeah.
bobtail.
I've seen one of those before.
Yeah.
Had his tail somewhere it shouldn't have been.
Yep. Yeah, exactly right. I don't know if that was a trap or got hung up with a coyote or something.
Yeah, I walked out to go hunting one morning. It was pitch black, and my motion light come on. my first one come on, and the second one come on from an animal, and it happened to be a raccoon, and it was missing its tail, and it was huge.
Oh, here we go.
All right. So our options this week for photographer of the week going to come down to Big Hit Savage with a absolute stud tilapia, species seeker with that big time pike, Duck Mitri with another just gorgeous redfish, or EVR with that nice little salmon, nice little trout.
This is probably one of the toughest ones where it's not like, well, it's this guy or that guy. It's like all four of them are excellent catches and excellent photos.
Yeah, we're starting the year off right for sure.
Good Lord. But
yeah, so I was having the same problem, just getting them on the board. Obviously, I couldn't keep the three options. I couldn't do three options without feeling like I left somebody out, and I just wasn't going to do it. So I was like, we're going with four. That's just the way that it is. Yeah. Nilgai are those really tough antelope. Yeah, that's basically what they are. They're antelope that down here they were brought in to the King Ranch, and then now they're just one of the sides of the King Ranch is the Gulf Coast, so they can swim. There's actually a channel there that they can swim across. They'll get away from the ranch, and so that's what these guys are out hunting sometimes.
Yeah, and the meat's supposed to be one of the best. I haven't had it.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
I got a red deer a few years ago, and that was the best wild game meat I've ever had. And then I had somebody tell me that they had nilgai, and it was even better than red deer. I'm like, oh, I gotta have it.
Yep. We need to set up something like that. Like I would have so much fun going to get nilgai with you guys.
That would be cool.
That would be a blast.
We got C and B.
Asher says, he got to hang out with Nick Meyer and Sammy from Everyday Beach Life yesterday. That's really rad, dude. I have been blessed to hang out with those guys a couple of times, and I've ran into, well, I mean, you'll see it in February and March. Go out to the Packery Channel Jetty. You will meet 100 YouTubers, guaranteed. And not throwing any shade at any of the guys on that jetty. Nobody holds a lit match to Everyday Beach Life and Nick Meyer. Those guys are really nice guys. I like, anytime I've had the opportunity to run into them, it's always been a pleasure. All right, I'm stalling here instead of like picking somebody.
Yeah, make your votes known, folks. You got like half a minute. Get them in.
Yep.
It looks like it's turning into a little bit of a landslide. I'm surprised.
Yeah, I'm going.
Is it? I'm trying to be fair. I'm not looking at the votes when I'm casting mine. I'm going Big Hit on this one. He's OG. He's got a great catch. I'm not knocking Species Seeker. But I will be, now that everybody's cast a vote, I will say he's probably going to have the record, so he's going to be on the board. But that's not a for sure thing, so we don't go by that.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I'm just picking him because he's the only one that's actually showing some teeth in the picture. That's the only differentiation between the four.
Smile, huh?
He's actually showing.
What's up, Lizard Guy? Good to see you, man.
He looks genuinely excited with that catch.
That's true. That's true. And it is a hell of a catch.
It is very nice.
I'm jealous.
Yes.
All right, 10 more seconds. We got 10 seconds. Cast your vote now or forever hold your peace.
Forever.
Lizard Guy, you just popped in. Got to throw down a vote real quick. A, B, C, or D.
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
The best picture of the week.
As I cover it up with Asher's message.
Very nice.
That's so good for Nick. I love him. Nick's a good guy. Nick and Sammy and Marcus, good guys. All right, I'm counting it down. We got like 2 seconds. Lizard Guy, get a vote in. A, B, C, or D. What do you got? He got B. Okay. So that's... And we got a C at the last second. Couple of C's at the last second. That is it, guys. Congratulations to the Species Seeker. He is our photographer of the week this week. He ran away. He was about 2 votes ahead of everybody else. But, guys, the rest of you deserve a huge pat on the back. This was an amazing week, a really hard vote. Also, special thanks to our waitlisters for the week. That's going to be Lizard Guy, Cold Water Species Enthusiast, Spracklin, Big Hit Savage, Herring My Jig Out, Wild Japan, Doe Darby, and Bailey for getting out there, getting some fresh air, and enjoying themselves. Guys, before we close up shop, do you have anything for us as I get our graphic and everything set up here?
I'm gonna be idle for a little bit this week because I'm going into some surgery. Nothing crazy, but it's gonna keep me from being able to move stuff and list stuff and do stuff. So it's probably gonna be a week and a half or so before I get to start messing around with boat work again. And that's kind of my thing right now, is I gotta get this boat ready.
Heck yeah. Yeah, we've actually got the guy that brought the greenhouse here. He's coming to pick it up tomorrow to take it out to the farm. So
Oh, nice.
other than that, we've got the garage coming Thursday. So be an exciting week.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm gonna see. I got some. I lined up a couple of construction jobs. I'm gonna be working this week just to make a little, I say, extra cash, making some kind of cash. But my main thing I think that this week I'm going to be focused on is with John being out because of what he's doing. I'm hoping to see, him being like a little less salty old guy, and maybe I will try to get some of the fishing in that he needs for you because I love you, John. I'm going to do some fishing for you.
I appreciate that. I really do. I appreciate that.
Hey, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate everybody in the chat. Thank you guys for coming and hanging out with us tonight. We enjoy having you. Looking forward to seeing everything that you have coming for us in the Premier Fishing Hunting Discord server. Again, that link is in the description down below. Have a wonderful week. Enjoy your weekend, and we'll catch you when we do this all again next week on Monday. Good night, guys.
Good night. Have a great week.